Have you ever wondered how the universe will end? Will there be a final moment when everything fades away? Or will the universe reboot in an endless cycle? Today, we're going on a journey to the far future, to the grand end of time, where we will uncover the most fascinating scientific theories about the fate of the universe, and how this vast entity that we've observed in its current form may eventually disappear. We live on a planet in a corner of the universe. But we live in a time when we don't know when it will end. Will the universe continue expanding endlessly? Or does it have different endings we don't know about? In this journey, we'll dive into complex theories that might turn our thoughts upside down about life and death in the universe.
Welcome to Technoverse channel for science and technology of universe.
Before there was time or space, before stars and galaxies were born, there was nothing. No void. No light. No matter, not even nothingness as we know it. Everything was compressed into a single point, unimaginably small, containing all the energy, all the matter, everything that would one day become the universe we know. Then, in a mysterious moment, for reasons we do not yet understand, the Big Bang occurred. In less than a second, the universe expanded from a size smaller than an atom to dimensions beyond imagination. Time began, space took shape, and the physical laws that govern reality emerged from nothingness. The universe was born, but it was in a state of utter chaos, a turbulent sea of primordial particles, colliding at incredible speeds, engulfed in an inferno of unimaginable energy. There was no light, only an intensely hot radiation filling the newborn cosmos. No atoms, no galaxies, only disorder. But as time passed, this raging cosmic ocean slowly began to cool, and little by little, the first building blocks of matter took shape. Protons and neutrons came together, then electrons joined them, forming the first atoms, and so, the universe took its first step toward order. But darkness still reigned. The universe was transparent yet silent, as if time itself was waiting for a greater event. Then, 380,000 years after its birth, a fateful moment occurred. Light was freed for the first time. That first flash, that ancient radiation, still drifts through the cosmos today, carrying the imprint of the beginning, a witness to the moment the universe awakened. But this was only the beginning. Amidst this stillness, unseen forces began to take action, gravity. The invisible hand pulling objects toward each other, started gathering clouds of hydrogen and helium, forming massive clusters. Then suddenly, a dazzling burst pierced the darkness. The first star was born. These first stars were fiery giants, far larger than any star we know today, radiating energy beyond imagination. They stood alone in the darkness of the early universe, illuminating vast expanses that had never known light before. But they were not eternal. After millions of years, they exploded in colossal supernovae, leaving behind the elements that would later form planets, moons, and perhaps even life itself. As the ages passed, these stars began to cluster, intertwining and orbiting one another. Gradually, the first galaxies took shape, massive whirlpools of stars, gas, and dust. The universe became like a cosmic painting in progress, filled with shifting colors and violent events. Yet, despite this breathtaking beauty, something else was happening in the shadows, something unnoticed until recently. The expansion of the universe was not slowing down as expected, it was accelerating. Some unknown, invisible force was pushing it outward with mysterious power, something that would change the fate of everything and set the stage for its inevitable end. What is this hidden mystery? And where is it leading us? Will this relentless expansion eventually tear the universe apart? Or are there other forces at play in its ultimate destiny? The universe. This vast expanse surrounding us seems stable and unchanging, yet in reality, it is anything but. Since the Big Bang, it has been expanding relentlessly, as if time itself is slipping through our fingers, pulling galaxies, stars, and everything else toward an unknown fate. But what if I told you that this expansion is not just a natural progression? What if it is the beginning of the end? An inescapable doom, one that will tear apart the very fabric of reality itself. Deep within the cosmos, a mysterious force dictates its destiny, dark energy. An invisible power, untouchable, unseen, but it governs everything. We know it exists, we feel its influence, but we do not understand its true nature. This energy is pushing the universe to expand, but not in an ordinary way. It is accelerating, as if some unseen force is dragging the cosmos toward the edge of an abyss. At first, it seemed harmless, the galaxies drifting apart, the distances between stars increasing, the universe growing infinitely. But there is a problem. This expansion is not slowing down, it is intensifying, spiraling into madness, as if the universe itself is racing toward oblivion. Scientists believe that if this force continues to grow unchecked, it will reach a point of no return, a moment when the universe begins to rip itself apart, piece by piece. In the distant future, the tearing will begin subtly. First, the cosmic structures will disintegrate, the galaxies will drift away from one another at incomprehensible speeds, as if fleeing from an unseen terror lurking in the void. Then, the stars will be next. Planets will be torn from their orbits, moons ripped away from their planets, and the sky will grow darker, lonelier. But it does not stop there. After the galaxies vanish, the stars themselves will begin to unravel. The gravity that once held them together will no longer be strong enough to resist the tearing force. One by one, they will disintegrate. First, their outer layers will be stripped away, then their cores will collapse, vanishing in bursts of final, desperate light, as if screaming before fading into nothingness. By now, the universe is unrecognizable. No galaxies, no stars, no planets, only a scattered sea of atoms. But even these atoms will not survive. The Big Rip does not spare anything. It will tear apart the atoms themselves, stripping electrons from their orbits, breaking atomic nuclei into smaller and smaller fragments, until finally, even the fundamental building blocks of matter are no more. At this final stage, nothing remains. No space, no time, no energy, no matter, not even emptiness. Only absolute silence, where existence itself ceases to be. The universe, with all its wonders and mysteries, will end in an instant, leaving behind nothing but the void of pure nothingness. But, is this truly the end? Or is there something deeper, something we have yet to understand? Could the universe be reborn after the rip, like a phoenix rising from its ashes? Or is this the final chapter in its long journey? The questions remain unanswered, but time does not wait, and the universe does not stop expanding. So, are we living in a cosmos doomed to be torn apart? And will anyone be here to witness the final moment? Or will the end come before we ever uncover the truth? The future remains a mystery, and the danger is drawing closer. Even if we cannot feel it yet. If the idea of the Big Rip seems unbelievable to some, there is another scenario called the Big Freeze that could also occur. In this scenario, the universe continues expanding indefinitely but without tearing itself apart. Over trillions of years, the universe will gradually lose its energy. At the beginning of this phase, stars will continue to fade away slowly. The most massive stars will be the first to run out of fuel, turning into black holes or lifeless objects like white dwarfs. After an incredibly long time, there will be no stars left in the sky, and the universe will drift into complete darkness. All cosmic activity will cease, and no stars will remain to light up the heavens. As time passes, temperatures will drop drastically, and the universe will become an extremely cold place. Eventually, even black holes will freeze into lifeless remnants, leaving no trace of energy or life. The universe will become nothing more than a vast expanse of ice and emptiness, awaiting its final end. In this context, the idea of the Big Bounce emerges, a scenario that some scientists believe could be a reality. According to this theory, the universe does not ultimately die but instead goes through a continuous cycle of explosions and collapses. These scientists suggest that the universe may have undergone these cycles multiple times throughout history, with each cycle beginning with a big bang and ending with a big crunch. If this scenario is true, it means that we are living in a universe that is not the first, but rather part of an endless series of universes that begin and end repeatedly. With each cycle, the universe is born and starts anew, going through the same phases: expansion, tearing apart, or contraction. This suggests that the universe we live in may have existed multiple times before and that other universes may follow after it. In the end, no one knows exactly how the universe will end. Perhaps we are in the final moments of its chapters, or maybe we are living in the era of a new beginning. What we do know is that the universe, like everything else, will face its end at some point. But the real question is, will anyone be there to witness this end? Are we just fleeting moments in the endless sea of time? Perhaps we are merely a tiny speck in the vast cosmic history, but we are also part of this cosmic adventure, not knowing where it will lead us.
Subscribe for more content.